This is funny about Jeb Bush and Carson. So apparently, according to Ben Carson, and we don't have sound of that, right?
Yeah, we have him on Fox and Friends.
Okay, let's hear Ben Carson on Fox and Friends. He is upset that Ted Cruz's campaign told voters at Iowa precincts that Carson had dropped out of the race, encouraging them to vote for Cruz instead. And Carson on Monday had clarified he was still in the race, but addressed reports that he was headed for vacation in Florida after the Iowa caucus, which is not what you generally do if you're running a serious campaign or staying in the campaign.
Got on lockdown.
But he wants to make it clear to you he's not going on vacation to Florida. You understand? He was going to get a fresh set of clothes.
All right, Steve, well, how did Ted Cruz defy the polls and win first place in Iowa? Dr. Ben Carson says he cheated. Overnight, his campaign releasing this statement. Listen, there has never been a more tainted victory in the Iowa caucuses, from the mailing denounced by the Iowa Secretary of the State to his abject lies about Dr. Ben Carson. Senator Cruz demonstrated he is a worst kind of Washington insider. No candidate who claimed to be an outsider would stoop to these tactics.
Here to address this for the first time, Dr. Ben Carson. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
Okay, what are we talking about? What dirty tricks?
Well, at many of the precincts, information was disseminated that I was suspending my campaign, that I had dropped out, and anybody who was planning to vote for me was wasting their vote, and therefore they should reconsider.
Now, when you say that information was disseminated, are you saying that the various speakers who spoke on candidates' behalf, the Ted Cruz surrogate said, hey, you know what? Dr. Carson has dropped out. Come vote for Cruz. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, some of those speakers said that, but we also have tweets and written correspondence to the same.
Wow. Okay. And Dr. Carson, we're going to bring in our Brian Kilmeade. He's live on the ground there in Des Moines, too. But Dr. Carson, I want to ask you, your wife even had firsthand experience with this. What did she tell you?
Well, yeah, she spoke at one of the caucus sites, and before she got there, one of the Cruz people had, again, disseminated that information to the crowd, and the organizer said, told her, I'm so glad you're here, so you can set the record straight, and she did, and we actually won in that precinct.
Look at that. Brian.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's interesting because Steve King, who I act from the scene, is a big supporter of Ted Cruz and a conservative with a lot of pull in Iowa, tweeted this out at 7:20 p.m. Carson looks like he is out. Iowans need to know before they vote. Most will go to Cruz, I hope. And then has a Twitter address on there. Is that specifically the tweet you're referring to?
That's one of the tweets, yes. And, here's the thing. If Ted Cruz doesn't know about this, then he clearly needs to very quickly get rid of some people in his organization. And if he does know about it, isn't this the exact kind of thing that the American people are tired of? Why would we want to continue with that kind of, shenanigans?
Dr. Carson, you came in at 9% last night. Do you think that number would have been higher if these allegations you're making hadn't been in place?
I think they would have been. I got calls from several people who told me their internal intelligence said that I was going to do extraordinarily well.
Well, what would you like Ted Cruz to do today?
Well, if he doesn't, like I said, if he didn't know about this, he needs to get rid of the people who were responsible for that. I mean, that would be a high priority for me. And if he did know about it, he needs to come out, admit what he did, and try to offer a solution.
Well, there you have it. He was just going to Florida to change his clothes, ladies and gentlemen.
I could clarify what the events of the evening according to my own internal intelligence on a variety of grounds and disseminate that information to you if you would like that.
Unbelievable.
See, I wear women's underwear personally. There's nothing, the liberal media will try to distort that, but I find it more soft.
Why would anyone try and distort that?
Well, that's what you do. I don't know if you've read Mein Kampf, but I think we can see this. But I go to the Victoria's Secret fall line because of the softness of the fabric. And Armstrong Williams usually has them sent to me in the mail, but not over the weekend of the caucuses. So I need to fly back to Florida to get pantyhose in preparation for New Hampshire. But the Cruz campaign has distorted that in a dirty trick. And I would have, in fact, won New Hampshire and then become president through popular proclamation, actually months before general election voting would have taken place. I would have already defeated President Obama, although I do look forward to debating him.
You know you're not running against President Obama.
Yeah, look, I mean, see, I know the liberal media tries to distort that. You have your facts, I have mine. When I debate President Obama, as I said earlier, we're going to have some very tight rules, where, as an example, he's going to have to say yes to each of the questions I present him with, such as, are you a Muslim? And he would be able to say yes or that's correct. Or he could respond in the affirmative in Arabic or Swahili. I'm not closed-minded about that. He could use his native languages as well.
All right.
I'm in the race. I have a new pair of very, very soft underwear that I've just acquired for myself from Florida, and we're going to win this thing.